Welcome to the Steam Holiday Sale 2013. The sale goes from December 19th to January 3rd. As always, games that are featured on the main site are reduced once more. Only buy the games you're interested in when they are featured in those daily deals. Don't rush and waste your money. Games that aren't featured can be still picked up at the last day. Portal 2 is a first-person puzzle adventure that everyone should own. Just buy the Portal bundle that also features Portal 1. It's 75% off and has Steam trading cards. Lego Lord of the Rings is an action-adventure. Most Lego games are pretty amazing and this is one of them. If you like Lego and or the Lord of the Rings series, you should check this one out. The game is 75% off. Orcs Must Die 2 is an up to 2-player third-person tower defense game. The first one was amazing. Sadly, they completely screwed up the single player in the second game by designing the levels with co-op in mind. They should have done it like Portal. The single player has level designed for 1 player and the co-op for 2. With 75% off it's worth checking out, but I personally prefer the first one. The game also has Steam trading cards. Don't Starve is an adventure survival game with a unique art style. It's a challenging game with much to discover, but it just gets frustrating to die after many hours of playing just because an so far unknown element kills you. The combat system also is a pain in the butt. Instead of a click and swing system, you have to click on the enemies. The game wants you to survive and not fight, but I encountered many situations where I was forced to fight to survive, and the monsters are most of the time stronger and have higher endurance, which means you need to fight clever to win. With the way the combat is designed though, that's not an easy task, which will kill you quite a few times. If you are a die-hard fan of the survival genre, like the graphics style and don't mind the combat system, you might want to check it out. It's 66% off and has Steam trading cards. Hitman Absolution is a third-person stealth game. Veterans of the series might be disappointed by the changes they made in this game, but everyone else, if you can ignore how stupid Agent 47 acts in most cutscenes, should get some enjoyment out of it. The game is 80% off and has Steam trading cards. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a third-person quote-unquote assassin game. After realizing that the only good part from the previous game was the sailing, they made a whole game around that in the sequel. With 25% off, this game is still quite expensive and I would recommend to either wait or search for a better offer elsewhere. Prison Architect is a prison simulator. Even though it's still in early access, every phase I've played so far was really enjoyable and playable. Means every further update just adds more content that forces you to rethink your prison design. I can highly recommend the game even though it's only 50% off. The game also features Steam trading cards. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is a first-person shootman game. This game isn't even the latest one in the series anymore, but Activision still wants $30 for it. Even if the game is made by Treyarch, the better developer from the two, you shouldn't buy this game. Resident Evil 6 is a bad third-person action-adventure. Don't buy it. It's a bad game you will regret buying. Stay with Resident Evil 4 and, if you have a buddy, Resident Evil 5. The game is 70% off and has Steam trading cards. Skullgirls is a 2D action brawler. Many people recommend this game for its excellent tutorial section and fighting system. If you want to learn the genre, or you're a big fan of it, this should be the game for you. It's 50% off and has Steam trading cards. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind is a first and third person RPG. Back in its days, the game was enjoyable, but nowadays I would recommend to check out Oblivion and or Skyrim. Many gameplay features are just old and clunky. The game is 75% off. Fawn Enchantress Legendary Heroes is a strategy game comparable to Heroes of Might and Magic and King's Bounty. If you have already played Heroes of Might and Magic and King's Bounty and you are searching for another game of this kind, you might want to check it out, but otherwise I would recommend to skip this one and go straight to the two well-known game series. With 75% off, this game is also still surprisingly expensive. The game also has Steam trading cards. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is a first-person shooter. They reused what they had from Far Cry 3, made it shorter, cooler and way more enjoyable. This game is great and should be played instead of the boring Invincible Warrior game it originated from. The game is 66% off and has Steam trading cards. That's it for today. Don't forget to vote in the community's choice and I hope we see us on the next day.